Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. It's fruit sour time, and we had to go with Australia's finest in the game, One Drop, because they're about the only ones I drink. Every now and then I'll pick one up. They're quite enjoyable. Yeah, this one's called Lookaway. Pretty sick can artwork. Yeah, just known as a fresh fruit sour at 6.5%. What are the fruits in this one? We've got Australian pineapple, New Zealand feijoa, Fijian coconut water, Chinese gooseberries, and key lime. So we've got a little tropical delight. And they've got a kiss of sea salt, in-house lactoculture. Yeah, sounds really good. Normally with these sort of things, when I buy like a mixed group of beers, I'll throw in a fruit sour or two just to break it up. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of the style, but if they're done really well like these guys, I do enjoy them. So yeah, it's good to mix up the styles every now and then. I'm definitely not the sort of person that drinks like just hazy IPAs. And that's it. Cheers, Stewie. Good to see you, brother. He looked like that. He did He did another stream again, like it was my last night. It must have been his morning. And yeah, I was going to jump on. Phil was on there. And Phil was trying to encourage me to have a drink. I didn't end up drinking yesterday. I did that one review and that was it. I've sort of got to that stage where I've had so many beers during December, and yeah, it's like my body was just like telling me just to take it easy. So yeah, like today I'm doing this one beer review, then I'm going on Beer Man's panel for his show. But then yeah, like obviously I go back to work as well. So tomorrow I'll probably just do one beer review and that'll be it. Just like slowing down again now. Back to reality. But yeah, let's pour this bad boy. Normally they're quite thick and gluggy. Ooh, hay fever. So yeah, you sort of recommend it just to like roll it around in the can, just so the fruit doesn't sit. But yeah, I've probably been sitting on this one for maybe a month or so. Just been sitting in the fridge. Hay fever. I don't know what's going on out the front, but the dog across the road, it only barks when something's going on, and yeah, it's going off. I really don't want to go back to work. Cheers, Angie. I've got the hay fever, mate, real bad. Just a constant change in the weather here. So yeah, fruit sour time. Apparently that's Geordie. And the reason, I'm always wearing different hats. This is one of my favourite hats, but the reason I've got this one on today is like prayers for New Orleans. That's terrible what's happened there. I've only heard a little bit when I woke up, but yeah. Shout out to them, and hopefully I got no idea who the person is that did it, but it's pretty sad. I got a feeling I haven't rolled this one enough. Unless it's just like a thinner sort of Florida. Might be a lot more of a Florida Vice style. Because it doesn't look nowhere near as thick as they normally do. So yeah, normally they're a lot more thick. as I said, it could be real thick at the bottom of the can. I did give it a good like roll and upside down shake and whatever else, but yeah, there are different variants of fruit sours. But I would say this one's more sort of medium body, whereas they're normally like real thick. It's like a sort of like a dark orange in colour. It's not much carbonation to it. Yeah, I'd say sort of like cloudy or murky. It looks like the colour and that looks like what I expected with the fruits in it. But yeah, just not the thickness. I'll go through some comments while I'm having a whiff. Yeah, well, I'll have to chat more about that off air or something. I was keen, Trilby, but just not that quick. Like, and then I could see Geordie was fading, so I was like, nah. I only ended up having one beer yesterday, just the one I reviewed, and I expected to have like a real massive day. Like I thought I was going to have heaps. Cheers, guys. Dragon, you're from Louisiana. It's pretty sad what's happened there, mate. I've only just seen briefly because it's obviously morning here. I woke up during the night and heard something about it. But yeah, like there could be a lot more detail to it now that I haven't heard of. But cheers, Simo. Yeah, if you chuck your news on, mate, it'll be like all over it. All you have to do is chuck the news on for 5 minutes and they'll be talking about it. Yeah. Yeah, that was a bit like me yesterday, Simo. Like I wanted to jump on your stream and then do like Josh's afterwards. And I ended up just doing neither. Like it's like my body just shut down and said, nah, you're not drinking today. I did the review in the morning before I was going to come on yours. And then I just gave it a miss. I only ended up having half that beer. I mean, I'm only having this today just to review it and then going on beer mans, and I'm not really feeling it. It's just like December's such a brutal month, like especially when you do like Advent beers and stuff. And yeah, I obviously go back to work as well, which I'm not looking forward to. Cheers, beer man. I'm just quickly going through these comments before I get into the beer. Yeah, it's always been one of those cities that's like, yeah, definitely you get the highs and lows there. God. Cheers, Ghost. Good to see you, brother. Happy New Year, dog. Anyway, I got to get into this drink. So yeah, as I said, it's not as thick as I expected. Still got that sort of like dark orange color. Like I just with the fruits, I thought it would be like this sort of color. But yeah, I'm going to go a whiff. Yeah, that's Angus in the background driving me nuts. He's like smacking up against me. So yeah, it's pretty much like just you're getting like a tropical smoothie. I like how they said there's a dash of lime, like just a kiss of key lime. But it's like it's pretty much the main thing I'm smelling. I'm getting pineapple. Yeah, it reminds me of like a pine lime. We had these like ice creams here in Australia, and they're water based on the outside, so like pine lime on the outside, like a icy pole sort of thing, icy pop. But then in the middle they have ice cream, like vanilla ice cream. That's what it smells like. You are getting a bit of like a sort of a tart edge to it, and I feel like that'd be like the feijoa. Feijoa's got like a real sort of different aroma and taste to it. It's like a green kiwi fruit. I remember it said something about Japanese gooseberries in here as well. I'm not really getting a berry touch. Gooseberries normally that you'll pick that up with like Nelson Sauvin with the like white grape. But yeah, it smells good. Just the body just surprised me. But yeah, I'm going in. Happy New Year, people. Oh, it's tasty. This is my fruit juice. I just got a big like waft of something just as I finished sipping. It's definitely got like that smooth, creamy edge. But yeah, you get like this after flavour. So what we say it had? Pineapple. Ah, that's what it is. Yeah, when you sort of sipping into it, you get the fruits, and then you get this like different sort of creamy flavour. Like comes, it's the coconut water. Yeah, it works really well. It's funny with some of these fruit sours. Sometimes I'll find it harder to pick out the fruits in these as opposed to like fruit notes you get from hops because they can quite often, I don't know, they can be a bit of a cluttered mess when you get a heap of fruits together. But yeah, this one's like fairly well balanced. I'm a huge fan of pineapple. Pineapple goes well with lime, so same with coconut. The only fruit that sort of seems a bit out of like a bit out of character with this one's the gooseberries, but you're not really getting that flavour. I think I said Japanese gooseberries too. It's actually Chinese. I'm not one of those ignorant people that get Japanese people and Chinese people mixed up like a lot do. So apologies for that. Yeah, it's very nice beer, man. Just the body's not as thick and luscious as they normally are, but I'm thinking it could be just in the bottom of the can. I gave it a they always say on there, see down the bottom there, it's got roll, flip, real fruit likes to settle, please. what's to say, please roll and flip can before opening. Like I did all that. I normally do it like even if it's just sitting in the fridge for a while. I just think this one's just a thinner body than usual. I don't know if you know the style, beer man, but oh, here we go. I'm going to sneeze again. But in Florida, they sort of have their own sour style called Florida Vice. And they're real like fruity smoothie sort of things like this, but they've got like a thinner body, sort of more like a Berliner Vice. That's what I sort of see this as, one of them. You get like who are they, like Hidden Springs and uh, Jay Wakefield and those sort of guys doing them. Oh, it's good though. I certainly can't fault the flavour. On the palate, very like fresh, very tropical. And yeah, like being morning here, it's like I've had my coffee when I was in the shower. Now I'm having my juice. Yeah, yeah. They're sort of in Florida, that style. It's sort of in between like an American fruit sour that's real thick and punchy with fruit, and like a Berliner Weiss. Like it's that sort of in between, like medium body, bit more brighter in color and fruit addition. Yeah. So I know I've just sort of like read about the style, and I was a big fan there of a lot of Floridian breweries and used to sort of read up on it, and then some Australian breweries were doing them. When you said that, it reminded me. It's beer time with beer man. Beer time with Trilby. Yeah, boy. Cheers, Craig, brother. Yeah, that it's beer time with beer man gets stuck in my head. And for those of you that are watching, come over to this great man's channel. In 15 minutes, we'll be doing All Spun Out. And it's a little show where, I mean, probably most people here know what it is. There's a few people that mightn't. But we all review a beer. We have three words from the previous show that we have to pick a beer on. If you're brand new to the show, you don't have to, you just bring on whatever and you'll get words for the next time you're on. And then after you review your beer, we go around the whole group. There's normally a handful of us. Then you have to guess each other's ABV, so the alcohol percentage. And then, yeah, there's sort of a winner for the week for that. And then once we're done there, we spin the wheel for our new words for the when you can come on next. And then afterwards, you talk about your final thoughts on the beer, and then you do shout outs for like if you have your own channel or your own social medias, talk about what's coming up on there, and then you shout out someone that you enjoy watching or that you think people should watch. It's a very good concept. I always enjoy it when I can go on there. Unfortunately, I can't do it every week. But yeah, Beer Man's a good host. This ain't a hangout, brother. This is a quick beer review, my friend. Yeah. Yeah, I've still got that American stuff just sitting in the fridge. I had this one yesterday. I reviewed it. It was the only beer I had. So it was shared his side project, and they're probably the most hyped like imperial stout barley wine breweries in the world. And then you got Weldworks out of Colorado, and yeah, it was a imperial stout with coconut and vanilla bean. It was good, like it was really good, but it just wasn't at their elite level. Mainly due to not being barrel aged, and yeah, I just think because it was a collab, they probably just skimped on the ingredients slightly. I mean, I've drank all their top tier shit and given it like 5 out of 5 or 4.8. This was like still rad, but just not as good. More like a 4. I think I gave it 4.6 or 4.7. So yeah, that's what I had yesterday. So out of all the American stuff I've got, that's the only beer I've had so far, and that's from last year. I had that sitting in the cellar for ages. Yeah, dude. I mean, someone else might be doing a hangout. Or if you want to do a review, come up on Beer Mans. Speaking of, has anyone seen Adam from Mersey Beers? Because he might want to go on there again. Craig, are you going to come up on Beer Mans? Or are you chilling today? Yeah. Cheers, dude. See you shortly. I've got to remember to take a photo of this one, so better leave a little bit in there. I wish I could just have the rest of the week off. Just seems pointless going back to work for 2 days. Obviously, I'm not going back to work for another like 12 hours. Like I'm working tonight, like late tonight. Hence why I can have a couple of beers now. But yeah, this is probably what I needed because yeah, my body's been like, oh, I think you've had enough lately, brother. You need to slow down a bit. So just having a cheeky fruit sour that's not high in ABV, and then the beer I'm taking on Beer Man's is sort of a different style beer as well, like in pretty low ABV. Yeah, apart from that, I might have maybe one crusher beer or something, but yeah, that'll be it. But yeah, score for this one. I mean, as I said, I like I like all the fruit additions, like the adjuncts. I think it's a good combo and it's well balanced. Um, so yeah, as far as like my personal preference on the flavour, I really enjoy it. But yeah, I just would have preferred more body. That's These guys are known for their fruit sours. They're number one in the country for a reason. And yeah, this one just sort of falls short with the body. Would have been nice to have a bit more of that sort of prickly carbonation that they sometimes have as well. But yeah, as I said, good balance, nice colour too. I'd probably say about I'm going to say a 4.3 out of 5. Still pretty good. No worries, mate. Thanks for chiming in. And apologies if I've missed comments up above. As I said, when it's a beer review, like there's heaps of comments, it's sort of hard to keep up with them. If it's just a hangout, it's a bit easier. Yeah, and that's the thing too, Dragon, is we're only a young country too. So a lot of our haunted buildings are only like 200 years old, whereas in like Europe and that, they're like thousands of years. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Australia's, but because of Australia's like their past, like sending over a lot of criminals and that, there's a lot of sort of old asylums and all that sort of shit, like jails. So yeah, it's definitely like a haunting past. Um, when I went to Port Arthur, Port Arthur's known, obviously, like a lot of people know Port Arthur for the Martin Bryant shootings. That's where a guy like ended up going on a rampage and killed a heap of people, and that's when our gun laws come in after that. But also, all the prisoners, the convicts, and that used to get sent there back in the day. And yeah, it's like a tourist attraction, just all the old buildings, and that's really cool. It's right on the coast. When I went there, that's sort of the place where I've felt the most like sort of like I don't know, like there's some sort of presence there, like just chills down the back of your spine. And that was like middle of the day. I'd hate to know what it's like at night time. So yeah, if you get a chance, look up Port Arthur. There's probably some really interesting stuff on that. I reckon you'd like. It's cool how you get into all that historical stuff. So yeah, what did I say? 4.3. Yeah. As far as like, I didn't really comment on like the sweetness and the sour. It's probably 50-50. I prefer a little more sour to sweet when it comes to these beers, but I think with just the type of fruits, it was always going to be fairly sweet. As long as it's just not too in your face, like sickly sweet. Like, yeah. Yeah. We had a show here that was really popular where they used to go to all the haunted sites and they do like testing in different like areas of the places, and we've got an old jail. It's actually in my state. It's about an hour from where I live. And there was like a men's ward on the second or third level. And every time they went up the steps there, people would start freaking out and all the tests would be going off. And yeah, they reckon there was a lot of pretty brutal behaviour up there. That's where they did like lobotomies and all that sort of shit back in the day, like pretty freaky. But yeah, on that note, I'm going to head off. So I've got Beer Man Show in about 3 minutes. So yeah, thanks for chiming in, peeps. And yeah, one drops look away. Yeah, about a 4.3 out of 5. Definitely the best like fruit sour guys in the country at the moment. So get around them if you ever see them. And yeah, I'll be back probably around this time tomorrow for another review. Not sure what, maybe one of the American beers. We'll see what happens. But yeah, thanks again, guys, and see you soon.